The Aquarius full moon on August the 19th, 2024 is your last chance to break through and break out and have everything work in your favor. The next full moon that we have is going to be an eclipse in the month of September. So in order to be prepared for September through the rest of the year, you've got to act now. Your secret weapon is going to be detachment. If you want to do something for the collective, liking, sharing, subscribing is going to help other people and empower other people with this content and all my channelings. I can't say I completely recommend you sharing this with your family. A very high percentage, like almost all of my clients, tend to be the black sheep of their family and friendships. And so I think that's just our vibe. So if you're here, you're probably the black sheep. And guys, I've gotten all kinds of hilarious feedback when my clients try to share me with those that they love. So I'm kind of actually going to dissuade you from that. Just keep me kind of like, I'll be your little secret. Share this, like, if you want, like generally, you know, or like and subscribe and do all of those algorithmic things. If you want to give thanks to me, Natalie, personally, if I have been able to successfully give you my soul mass with the wisdom and the channelings and the insights and all of the psychic astrology, and you have become empowered and you have gotten some value out of this, go to my Amazon wish list in the description box below and send me a box of chocolates. My favorite are the Frango mint, the milk, the mint, and dark chocolate. I'll remember that, and I'll remember you, and I'll be very, I'll feel that. I will really feel that. If you want to pitch me, now is the time, and I mean like right now. Email me, thefirst.artigan@gmail.com. I'll put that in the description box below. We're going to take it from Sunday, the 18th. I did cover this in my weekly overview, but this is to give you some context. It's the day before the full moon. And I want to start here. First of all, actually, let me throw out my prediction. So I predict, if I'm really taking like this, all this like super seriously, I'm predicting earthquakes. Absolutely. Earthquakes and tsunamis. Earthquakes. I'm recording this on Friday. I try to do this to get ahead of the full moon on Monday because I'm anticipating a very busy weekend for all of us. But this entire week has just been off the wall. So I'm recording this Friday the 16th. So I don't know if anything's already happened yet. Guys, I really do live I am so far under the rock that I thought Kamala Harris was president for like, I want to say like a good 2.5 days before my mom told me that that's not what Biden stepping down meant. Like I heard it, you know, so my predictions really, it's very, very non-biased. I did take a look at Harris's chart. I predict some kind of betrayal, like a huge, deep, big betrayal. Someone she trusts in the month of August. And earthquakes and tsunamis. And just for the record, I've only made 3 predictions in my career since being like on the internet. And I've been right on 2 of them. I incorrectly predicted the last presidential election, which was hilarious because I looked at Biden's and Trump's natal charts to see how they were feeling that day. Hilarious way to do it. Because Biden showed up like milk toast, like just nothing. And then Trump showed up like spear of destiny freaking person, you know? So it's kind of funny. But then the 2 predictions that I have been correct. First prediction, predicted Trump to get COVID. He got COVID. And then I predicted accurately, and this is very unprecedented, that Britney Spears was going to get out of the conservatorship and be the first person because no one had gotten out of a conservatorship up until that point. And I accurately predicted that she was going to be the one to leave her conservatorship. So 2 out of 3. Let's see how we do. Okay, so great to segue into the communication, because on Sunday we have the Mercury Sun Cazimi, and this is going to end a communication thought process, thought cycle that began in April. So from April until, I think it was like April 11th, beginning of April until the 18th of August, we're ending Aries related communications and developments and changes of thought processes. And we're starting a brand new cycle that's going to be Leo from August the 18th until like December the 4th. So Sunday's a huge day, and it's because of this Cazimi. This is a bigger meeting than normal. It's because of this new information. Mercury's spilling the tea. I don't know why Mars and Jupiter got up together. They're like these two little knuckleheads in Gemini, and they like ran right into Saturn, and then there's all this information coming out. So it's very, very like very interesting. So anyway, Mercury spilling the tea. That's when we know where we stand on the 18th. And it's starting like a whole new 4-month cycle, like I said, of communication, thought processes, writing, creativity, definitely for the entertainment industry. I mean, this time last year, we were on the writer's strike. An actor strike. So this is going to be a wonder. I'm so excited for like the Renaissance and big, comebacks and stuff like that. So, but anyway, in your personal life, in that Leo area, there's going to be some kind of reset. And like whatever the orders are, like whatever Mercury is learning from the sun, because this is going to be, we're going to be acting on what the heart knows, what the sun in Leo knows from now until December. So some big moment is happening on Sunday. Big downloads, big revelations. I did break this down for all 12 zodiac signs. Oh my God, I don't know what video it was. Like, there's the video. One of the recent, it's got to be like one of the last 2 or 3 videos that I've done before this one. Check it out. So we did that already. But like I said, just to build up some context, that is kind of what kicks off this full moon for me. Okay, so now we are in Monday, August the 19th. So here we are. It's the full moon. This is when the energy, it's the height of energy. This is when the energy is like, it's not going to get bigger than this. This is critical mass. This is when we reap what we have sown, not just from August the 4th, but as far back as February of 2024. So it's a big juicy one, and it's our third back to 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 back Saturn ruled full freaking moon. So it's extra juicy, extra karmic. It's every full moon is big and juicy, but this one is extra juicy because of everything else, because of the Jupiter Saturn square, because of the Mercury Sun Cazimi. So it's just more impactful. It's bigger, it's more juicier. Something's completed, something's revealed, something happened, something is seen, really like on display. Something is made very, public, or, people are coming out with declarations. People are announcing things. This is, like I said, it's critical mass in the Aquarius area of your life. And it's also the time when we may have to move fast or do things in a very big way. Like I said, this is an action-oriented full moon. Every single one of us will have to take some kind of action, either the ones that we're initiating. For those of my leaders watching, you believe in yourself, you trust yourself, say a little prayer. Go. What did Eric Bana say in Troy? He's like, what is your, like, I've learned something about my astrology. I've learned this from what clients have said. Like, there's something, because you guys know that my astrology is like psychic astrology. And there's something about when people try to use my astrology to like do bad or evil or something, that the karma that, like, I'm not even consciously doing that, but like, I'm just here. I get waves of emails and feedback and stories from clients, from, friends online and viewers and stuff. So it's pretty, and I go with like, okay, well, what's everybody saying? What's the big, and so that's kind of what I'm like, holy moly, Masacholi. So, what I've learned about my astrology is that, yeah, there's that. There's like the karma that comes back on people that try to use it for evil or try to use it against people, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have moral code personally, maybe you want to be an Artigan and you pledge your life to truth and love and integrity in your thoughts, in your words, in your speech to other people, to yourself, and in your actions. Or maybe it's, it's Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, or maybe it is the Holy Bible or the Quran or whatever. Or maybe it's like, Eric Bana from Troy, where he's like, what is it, like, love your family, love your wife, love your country. I don't know, something, whatever it is, you have to have something. You have to have some guiding ethics or morality, and it has to be like real and authentic and good, or I'm useless. I find enough, go subscribe. Like, this is really for leaders taking things seriously and ready to use astrology responsibly. I'm gonna put that warning out, like right up at the, because I'm just like really, it's really coming in strong with the feedback and what I'm watching and seeing and everything. So, okay, back to Monday's full moon. So basically, it's a full moon in Aquarius, but we've got T-squares happening. We've got this full moon locked up in a T-square with Uranus, which is one of the rulers of this full moon. So this is, like I said, so when you take the initiative and you take the action, this could be a lucky break, a breakthrough. Something can fall into place and require you to act immediately. Immediately. Now, this, for people that are not doing anything, this is going to manifest through their subconscious. So for some people, if their communication cycle from April to now was supposed to be standing up for yourself, maybe they haven't been doing that and they've been suppressing or whatever, and they get like a road rage person on the road and it's like scary, or they encounter like someone very violent at the grocery store and it's very scary. Like they will subconsciously bring that into their experience. Maybe it's a little bit more mundane. Maybe the power goes out, your basement floods, tree falls. Like maybe it's something really like basic and stuff, but it's still some kind of subconscious manifestation of this energy that you are reacting to. So this is going to be when people that really trust themselves see the opening, boom, and take the shot. But it's like, what kind of driver are you? Because if you're the driver that just really doesn't, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you guys get it. So anyway, so yeah, this is going to be a higher level. Uranus is always about taking things to a higher level. And when people resist that, it's like traumatic and jarring and shocking, and like they resist it, they get dragged by universe. I've been there and it's so painful. I get it. Remember, we would always rather understand than judge here at the Watch Natalie channel. So this just really is going to help separate like the realities that people are choosing to live in, because not everyone's going to make it. Not everyone is going to like make the jump. You can't half-ass it. You've got to use your whole ass. That's not mine. What's her name? I love her. She's on TikTok. But she says it. She's like, you don't want a man that does everything half-assed. You want a man that uses his whole ass. It's that. If you know who I'm, Margarita. Oh, what's her last name? If you know who I'm talking about, comment below. Love her so freaking much. Anyway, you've got to use your whole ass. All right. There can't be any part of your subconscious like holding you back. And in fact, this could be for some people the breakthrough where it's a big one. Like every full moon, you have an opportunity to release anything holding you back. But this one is like really, really big because of that T-square to Uranus, one of the rulers of the full moon. The other ruler, Saturn, is also locked up in a T-square. That's breakthrough. That's breakthrough freaking energy if I ever saw it. So, and like I said, this is the last full moon before like the next full moon is going to be an eclipse. And then it's just going to be like, sweet baby Jesus take the wheel. Like it's going to be very much, it's going to be an eclipse. We're going to be in an eclipse window. So on Monday, that full moon hits. So like, what is it showing you? What are you seeing? What did you learn, or what was revealed over the weekend? What happened Sunday? Okay. So it's a bigger change than normal. The square to Uranus, everything has to go to the next level. Change has to happen. So you're going to see it through your subconscious, and you're going to manifest things that you're going to have to respond to. Try to respond, don't react. Or you're going to see opportunities and you're going to jump on it. And you're going to be leading the pack here. Okay. Also on Monday is when Saturn and Jupiter kind of perfect in their square. That's really interesting. That's overhauling bigger life structures, bigger beliefs. And I did the video on this too, took it through all the 12 zodiac signs. So this, you've already been in it. Like I've tried to do this ahead of time, and it's, I just know my schedule, my daily schedule is just going to keep changing. I'm going to be, September looks so busy for me. So I just know to wait it out, like take the daily things a little bit lightly. I have things that my spiritual bodybuilding, doing my makeup, recording TikToks and YouTube videos, writing, my stoic journaling, my scripts, my book. I do some other energetic secret stuff. I stretch and I exercise. I have my sleep clothes. I have my stretch and fitness clothes. I have my daily uniform. My daily uniform, when I say that, I mean like Salvador Dali, Diary of a Genius. He has like a daily Salvadorian like uniform. So like, what is your uniform of like totally you, authentically you? Then I have like my lounge and relaxing clothes. Like it's a whole, but all of that is continually changing. So I just know to just be open to it. I would love to be able to stick to a schedule right now, but I just know it's going to keep changing for another couple of weeks. Okay. Saturn. So what is it for you? I mean, I have Gemini in my sixth house. So that Mars, Jupiter is giving me a lot of focus. Like I have to focus on my health. I have to focus on this daily stuff. I have to focus on this stuff. So, to get it, sharp. Saturn opposes Venus in Virgo. I like this a lot. This is like checking in with each other, plans, commitments. I mean, how is it already going? Are the relationships already being worked out and worked on? Or has anyone been slacking? Has someone, I feel like that might just be hard for people that have just been like ignoring and denying reality. If anyone's been, and honestly, don't judge these people. Like people go into change kicking and screaming. And sometimes that's just is what it is. Like I've been there. I've been there like, completely horrified at my life. So it's like every astrologer that you see on YouTube has been through some crazy tower, like, you know what I'm saying? So just have compassion. Just have compassion, because what's that quote? Reality bites or something like that. So it's like it bites pretty hard at this full moon in Aquarius. So that could be a little bit of a reality check for relationships. Some of us are going to be making deeper commitments because we've been in reality. We've been, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're ready for this breakthrough. We're ready for the next step. And we've been like ready for change, ready for change, ready for change. It's like that quote, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, and then everything happens. It's kind of what I'm getting with this. And like I said, your secret weapon is going to be the Aquarius detachment. I have my moon in Aquarius, in the early degrees of Aquarius, no less. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But even be that as it may, at least it's fun and exciting and it's different. And it's like razzle dazzle, it's like sparkly, like a little sprinkler or something, or like a sparkler. There's, glitter and tinsel. It could be effervescent. It could be fizzy. It could be, that crackle. It's the sizzle, not the steak. This could actually be really quite explosive, but with the force and the momentum of such a breakthrough. So, but like I said, you want to detach. So you don't want to take failure personally, and you don't want to take success personally. What you want to take personally is your personal efforts at growing or adapting or educating yourself, or like whatever it is, you know, repairing your relationship with so and so, or getting over, you know, moving through grief, the loss of a home or a pet or a family member, or whatever it is. You know, not everyone is supposed to be like some big energy master person. You know, you can still watch all these videos and still do all kinds of work. My previous mentor was a past life regressor, and he had someone who, grown adult male, living in his parents' basement, happy as a clam. And it turns out he had a lifetime in Nazi Germany. And this lifetime was just kind of like a break, just to kind of relax. So, guys, sometimes some lifetimes are just like that. So, the point isn't always to be on this big path to mastery. If that's calling to you and you believe in yourself that way and you want to do that, I'm your girl. And you're going to attract other people and other moments and other resources to keep, you know, pushing you on that path. I always knew since I was a little girl I could do telekinesis. I've done energy work like my whole life. Like it was a whole big thing. So if that resonates with you, that's great. That's beautiful. And that's really great for the rest of humanity. But if it's not, then I'm telling you, all you've got to do for all of us, whether you're on the path of mastery, whether you're on the path of enlightenment, or whether you're just chilling, your always ultimate goal is to be yourself and to be happy and to embrace the earthly experience. You know, have your little Scooby snacks and have your little like bodily pleasures, and just like that's enough. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't ever have to go do some big thing. You know what I'm saying? And never put your happiness in any of that stuff, because it's always about the spirit and the soul and the spirituality and your growth as a human being. And don't ever let anyone tell you what that looks like or should look like or what it's about, or whatever. Okay. Because not all lifetimes are meant for that. The next lifetime, I could just be like living out of a dumpster in Rio de Janeiro, happy as a clam, to take a break from, you know what I mean? Just a relaxing, whatever that like looks like. It doesn't have to be in some, you know, posh mansion to have a relaxing lifetime. You know, a lot of uber wealthy people don't care about money, and a lot of super duper poor people also don't care about money. It could show up very similarly in people's charts. So, that's some full moon perspective for you. Very Aquarian. So yeah, checking in. Relationships are just all going to get a little check in at the full moon. And don't be defensive. Don't be defensive about criticisms. Don't be defensive if you're not the leader. Like, honestly, I love to follow a great leader. It makes me feel very like impassioned, and it makes me feel, I love to be like loyal. You know what I mean? So it's like when there is a good leader, aye, Captain, as you like. That's what I say. If I'm like in a servitude sort of like position, as you like. It's nice, right? Like it feels good for someone to just say, okay, and not like argue with you and like talk back at you. And you know what I mean? So it's like, when I see a good leader, I'm more than happy to sublimate all my power into the direction of that leader. But when there is no good leader, I'll lead this ship to success. I'll lead this ship home. So, you know, don't be defensive about criticisms. Just don't. Detach. Really listen to what everyone is saying about everything, and just be mature. Ooh, I don't know if you guys heard that, but someone got so triggered when I said just be mature. Ooh, we read the omens here. That's what that means. If you were thinking about someone when all that little happened, you're right. That's the person that's not going to want to hear that. but you can now count on them to not be mature. So now you can plan accordingly. Moon enters Pisces around 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This, honestly, like I said, people are going to be walking into this change like it's a dream come true, a lucky break, and it's a literal dream after the moon enters Pisces, or people are just going to be really trying to escape a nightmare that they're living through. They're like, oh my God, like dissociate, dissociate, dissociate. So it could go, and then be careful because maybe those people going into like, they might feel like, well, fuck it. All right, why not jump off the wagon? Why not go eat all of the potato chip, the whole bag of potato chips till I get a stomach ache? Why not go back to have a cocktail? Why not go? You know what I'm saying? Like people could get like, well, fuck it. Just this isn't going the way I want it to go. So, you know, or maybe they're having a bad reaction to you doing something and they're trying, it could get kind of messy. Could get kind of messy. Tuesday, the 20th of August, we have around 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, the moon in Pisces quincunxes the south node in Libra. That's relationship adjustments, maybe some awkwardness. Around 8 p.m., the moon will meet Saturn in Pisces, square Jupiter in Gemini. It's kind of serious. It's like maybe you think you're going to go and be all like, I'm going to walk off, and, you know, you think they're going to chase you, you know, and try to bring you back. And like, I wouldn't pull the martyrdom thing. I wouldn't pull the victim mentality thing from Monday night until Wednesday with that moon in Pisces. Don't go hurt yourself and then blame someone else for making you hurt yourself, or don't, you know, sacrifice yourself when no one asked you to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be victim boy or victim girl Monday through Wednesday. Because Tuesday, you could find that it's like, well, maybe the other side, they're just going to let you walk off, or they're just going to let you self-destruct, or they're not going to save you from yourself. And if you've been interpreting love as codependency, or you've been interpreting love as someone that will save me from myself, you could find out that you're wrong, and they're not going to let you do that anymore. Square to Jupiter, don't exaggerate. Again, this could be like messy, you know, don't exaggerate. Or it could be that you're untangling a story and you're just like, this is like my third house. So I could get super serious on one of my writing projects. You could incorporate some new information into something creative. You could be, you know, learning more about someone you're dating. Like it could be good. It doesn't have to be bad. But I'm just preparing my leaders out there for like different states of consciousness that aren't like there yet, and how to handle them with the white gloves. Because you've got to, it's up to the leader to have like the patience and the maturity, you know, to put them over there. You know, Wednesday, the 21st of August, overnight, kind of, we have the moon in Pisces squaring, squaring Mars in Gemini. That's very high energy if you're awake at that time, to change like orientation, your thoughts, your beliefs. It opposes Venus in Virgo. You've got to, it's like, I love Venus in Virgo. Honestly, Venus in Virgo has been doing great things for me. It's been like raising my standards on so many things where I'm like, I could do better than that. I deserve more than that. That's what I've been wanting or hoping for or settling for. Like, please, you know, so I like it. I really like the Venus in Virgo. Moon in Pisces opposes Venus in Virgo. What the circumstances again are going to come up against like that realism. And like I said, don't take criticism like so personally. That's a weird ego manifestation. Just detach. Take the feedback. Don't just go into self-sorry ego victim identity. Around 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the sun will, this is big. This one's big. The sun will, in Leo, will quincunx Neptune retrograding in Pisces. This is very impactful. Neptune at the very end of Pisces. We're never going to have this again in our lives. Like, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's very spiritualized. It's going to be spiritualizing. It's going to happen the easy way, or it's going to happen the hard way. So like we get spiritualized, like I said, through the easy way. If you already pledge your allegiance to truth, love, integrity, or something like that, or you're going to learn the hard way. You've been trying to use astrology to, like, I don't know, do something bad or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, or we get, consequences to, whatever you've been trying to get away with, that you've been lying to yourself about. Rose colored glasses come right off. Okay. Or it could be very great for like belief. 3 o'clock PST, moon meets Neptune and Pisces. That could be very inspired. We're very inspired, or people want to escape, maybe even both a little bit. Be careful with that. You people could I find this like on Jupiter Venus energy, where first I was like eating too much of the thing, the chips or the cookies, getting a headache or a stomach ache. So then I would take less, eat less, still getting sick. Then I cut it out completely. And I realized that even when I cut these things out completely on those energies, I'm just more sensitive. The body, the nervous, it's all just more sensitive. So it's very easy to overdo Monday through Wednesday if people are partaking in mind altering substances, alcohol, eating, sugar, caffeine. It's easy to pills, it's eating shrooms, whatever people are doing. Like, it's just easy to go overboard. So just be very careful about the escapism tendency. Then the moon moves into Aries and sextiles Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. Be confident going it alone. You gotsta. And then Venus in Virgo will perfect in their square to Mars in Gemini. That's an intense struggle of desire. That's going to either be really fun, lots of chemistry, lots of ideas, and like kind of like overexcited and like just organizing it all. And the big issue will just be containing some of this. Or people are going to have very frustrated desires where they just want something they don't have or want something they cannot have. Remember that all of this is kind of like the fallout for the full moon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, part of Thursday, fallout from the full moon. Like, you get the big thing and then you're just like, it's falling action. Thursday is the disseminating moon period, where now we are sharing with the world. We're sorting out the returns that we got out of the last 3.5 days of the full moon. We're sorting out the dividends, the results, our harvest, what the full moon brought to us, our returns on what we invested from the 4th of August, but also as far back as February into these areas of life. So we're going to start to kind of like sort it out where it all belongs. But also on Thursday, 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the moon meets with the North Node in Aries. Be brave. I've been asking this for so long now. Be brave. That's all I'm going to say is be brave. Mercury retrograde in Leo trines Chiron and Aries. You got to go back and think more of yourself. Like, this can heal cowardliness. I found this like Reddit story on TikTok of this person who their ancestor was in some huge, like, they were in some kind of Native American, like cowboy and Indian, like battle, but they didn't fight. They actually hid in a horse carcass until the fight was over. And that's literally like how they survived. And so the comment was like, yeah, my ancestor was a coward and that's like why I'm here. So it's like, I'm not going to make any judgments. I'm going to let you guys hold on to that one. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. So Venus in Virgo squares Mars in Gemini still, I guess. Chemistry, creativity. Let's see, what did I write down? Layer in the new ideas practically so I could apply it to Wednesday and Thursday as well. Then the sun enters Virgo. How interesting. And in a quincunx to Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. Happy birthday, Virgos. Virgo season. What a relief. That's going to bring some sense and order to all of this. Well, okay. Structural overhaul. before your eyes, made manifest. This is big. I'm really excited for that. Then things get very real. They get very, very real. It's going to be exciting. Friday, the 23rd of August. We have at 6 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, we have the moon meeting Chiron in Aries, trining Mercury retrograde in Leo. This is healing the past, something about the past, maybe blessings, karma returning. It sextiles Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. That's helping us to move through mental energy. 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the moon enters Taurus. Yay. It makes it trine to the sun in Virgo, but makes a square to Pluto in Aquarius. So here's the thing. The trine to the sun in Virgo, you know where you're going. Stay the course. Like the new path opening up, whatever. But the square to Pluto says that change is just never perfect. This is going to be crunchy for other areas of your life. Maybe people don't get it, what you're doing, or they don't like who you're with, or they don't like the timing of your business launch. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something's going to rub somewhere, someone, somewhere the wrong way. And so that's all that is. It's going to be a little crunchy. But we also have Mercury retrograding in Leo, sextiling Mars and Gemini. Don't gossip. It's never a good time to gossip. Gossip is just, don't ever gossip. Don't ever, never, ever gossip. Other people might be gossiping. Don't you gossip. That boomerangs and it's always bites people in the ass. So I don't know why people do it, or I don't even know why people like talking to people that gossip in front of them. Like if someone's gossiping in front of you about someone else, you know that they gossip about you behind your back. Like, you know that, right? Hope you do. Anyway, or for my leaders that are not gossiping, new information could be uncovered. Very interesting. Saturday, the 24th of August, we just have around 9 o'clock in the evening, Pacific Standard Time. The moon is going to be in Taurus, building to a sextile to Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Just persevere and keep going. It's a very strong, stable, like secure feeling day. Sunday, the 25th of August, we have the moon in Taurus, squaring Mercury retrograding in Leo around 7 a.m. So something could wake you up very, maybe it's like a car honking, or you're just really excited, or something gets your attention. Looks like a strong start, or disruptive. 11 a.m., the moon in Taurus trines Venus in Virgo. I really like Sunday. I think it's a great day. The trine to Venus in Virgo is things are going your way, but above that, I feel like the pacing is kind of perfect. It's just whatever your pacing preference is, I feel like that's what you're going to get that day. 3 o'clock p.m., the moon meets with Uranus in Taurus. That's probably just really refreshing. That's like maybe I'm just going to put myself in this role. Like maybe you're like the mom or the wife and you've been redoing a room in the house, and everyone every morning has like their 4 beverages, their water, their tea, their coffee and juice. And that could be the day when you just like reveal to your family, like, the solarium is complete. And now family can go in and it's beautiful. And it's like, there's plants and life and little fountains and the cat and the thing that, and the family, oh my God, I love this so much, and you're like, yeah. And so it's like, it could be that like simple. And guys, it's okay if you don't have a solarium. Like, obviously, I would love a Gilded Age old Chicago mansion, but am I going to be like depressed and like, I don't have it? No. I have a little like cubic foot. I have these beautiful skylights that like beam sunlight and these heavenly rays throughout this entire apartment. And so one of them is like a little like mini Gilded Age Chicago mansion solarium that like, it's just so lovely. And so honestly, there's no reason to not choose imagination and love and happiness. And honestly, the greatest things in life really are free. You cannot buy them. You cannot go into Balenciaga and buy integrity and wear that on your skin. Or you can't. I have like the full consciousness to appreciate sunlight and grass and dirt and sand and wind. I took that from my telekinesis teacher, by the way. He said that. And I'm like, holy shit, like this is amazing. So like honestly, guys, like it's okay to want stuff and even earn money and get stuff, but don't ever fool yourself, not for a moment, that that's it, or that that defines or reflect. Like, don't put yourself at just because. All right. Anyway, so Moon Uranus Taurus, the 25th on Sunday, 7 p.m. Moon in Taurus sextiles Neptune and Pisces. That's so inspired. It's relaxed. It's creative. There's no forcing. Like, just chill. It's a wonderful. I love Sunday the 25th. Nice chill day. Okay, I went further. That's right. Okay. Also on Sunday, then the moon's going to enter into. It's also my father's birthday. He's a Virgo. Happy birthday to my father. Moon moves into Gemini and trines Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. That's helping sort out like fluff and extras. Like that's pretty meaty. Like that's, a Gemini moon trining, Pluto is not always going to be like a traditionally felt or experienced Gemini moon when it trines Pluto like that. So it's going to be like a little bit less, it's to be a little bit weightier, a little bit more serious than maybe Gemini would like. Monday, the 26th of August, around 3 a.m. is when we have the quarter moon. This is the waning, losing in light quarter moon in Gemini. And so we're basically cleaning up the remnants like in 300. So this is the crisis in consciousness. When any kind of obstacles come up around Monday, we're meant to close out old business psychologically and emotionally, practice acceptance. Okay, it's like, damn, it's gonna be a little bit crunchy inside. 8 p.m. is when Venus will trine Uranus, though. So I feel like there's some beautiful surprises. So we could be practicing acceptance, just resting. Like some of us had a big freaking full moon, and it's a quarter moon where we're like, okay, there's still so much more to do, but for right now, rest your mind, rest your body, drink some, I don't know, a tincture or some, you know what I'm saying? Have something. I like rose tea, but like whatever you like, you know what I'm saying? Because that Venus trine Uranus, that's nice. Like that's kind of refreshing. And then, oh, I did this out of order. 10 a.m. the moon in Gemini will trine the south node in Libra. That could be like releasing some kind of outdated emotional relational patterning, or it could be like karmic comrades coming in and you're just like having a really nice day with them. So it could be acceptance, letting go of like the stress that you it's like the nerves need to calm down after you do anything. And I'm learning that about like all this Mars, Jupiter in my sixth house. Like, wow, I always know I'm sensitive and I have a sensitive nervous system and I'm growing my nerve fibers for telekinesis and stuff. So it's like, but it takes, I gotta calm down, like calm. I'm way too like this full moon's like the Joker. Remember in the movie, he's like, I'm just like a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I would do with one if I actually caught one. It's could be like that. So it's very excitable for us. It's very excitable. I have what's that called? Irregular heartbeat. There's something wrong. There's something weird with the electricity in my heart. It's so I should really be a lot more careful. I should really, now I'm like talking about it a lot. Anyway, so okay, so that's taking you through Monday the 26th. I'm trying to cover all my bases because I don't even know what I'll be dealing with. I'm already dealing with things things are coming out of left field here. So it's like, but remember, you have to act. You must act in August so that by the new moon in September, you're ready to go. This is it. Okay. All right. Well, let's take this through the consciousness carousel that is the zodiac. Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Risings. Welcome, Willkommen, to your full moon. You guys, it's interesting. You guys are ending a very personal thought cycle, communication cycle of how you see yourself, your life, and how that affects how you communicate with other people and how you sort of project your energy out towards others based on how you think of yourself and how you know, your whole self perception and everything kind of perception. So go back to early April until the 18th of August. There's something that you're probably really seeing about yourself very, very clearly. That's very complete, very complete. It's really where you're like, you really, really see yourself in a new, sparkly way. Okay. Um, and you're starting to view and communicate very differently when it comes to people you have a crush on, your lovers, your dating life, your creative businesses, your passion projects, sex, sexuality. You're going to start a whole new way of looking at that differently from now until December 4th. And something about your heart, what it really wants or how it really feels, or your children, sorry, I forgot to say that, or your children is kind of kind of affecting your friendships and your expectations for the future or how you see your retirement plans going, and your values get hit like a bolt of lightning. Okay, the your earthquaking moment is in your money, in your finances, in your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-value. So you guys are going to be, and then the Saturn, Venus on your mental health. I've talked to you guys about that for how long now? So something, this is when it all kind of like pops. There was some news that you got maybe this whole past week or the weekend or Thursday, the 15th, Friday, the 16th, coming into the full moon on the 19th, into the Mercury Cazimi on the 18th, that kind of rattled you, or it could have really not resonated because it bumped into Saturn in your 12th house, a secret sorrow, self undoing. So it could have been kind of difficult to kind of reconcile. But overall, you guys are going to be really needing to look at the people around you, your lovers, your creative collaborators, your friends, your groups, your associations, your online participation in communities. And there could be a break with any of these people because of a value difference or money difference or financial something happening. And you may need to there might be an opportunity opening up for you, but it may demand that you bet on yourself, or so be careful with this, because this could be a financial risk that pays off, or like I would say an opportunity can come through a friend or a lover and it directly impact you financially or your value system, depending on how this goes. It's really, I don't want to get more specific unless I'm looking at people's specific birth charts, just to be responsible. So look around those themes and look specifically to the Cazimi on Sunday the 18th to see what comes up for you. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for taking up the Aries mantle of consciousness. I appreciate you. Ooh, Barracuda. Welcome, Tauruses, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. You guys are. You guys are having this. Your whole world is getting rocked right now. And you guys are the ones that, like, you've either been like plotting and scheming and planning your exit, or you've been completely white knuckling it since April. This is huge for you. This is for Tauruses, sun, moon, risings. That, okay, so you're ending a very psychological, karmic, spiritual communication cycle. Aries is your 12th house of secrets, sorrows, and self undoing from April, the beginning of April, until the 18th of August. And you're going to start a new communication reorganization cycle in your home life and your family life from August 18th until December the 4th. And honestly, like some of these fixed signs, you guys, like some are going to make it, some are not going to make it. Some, and honestly, Tauruses, if anyone's not going to make it out of the fixed signs, it's going to be you, because you guys are the slowest. You guys have the worst timing. So I do what I can for you guys, but ultimately every Taurus has to make that decision and it has to like resonate with, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to just like, you're just not going to move. You're just not. It doesn't matter what I say or what anybody else says or whatever. So you could seriously, all the shit could be fucking falling apart all around you. And if you're not ready, you're not going to move. You're just not. So I know a Taurus sun who his moon is in Aquarius. I just know this is like judgment day for this person because of what they were doing, all the underhanded things they were doing in April. And so I'm not projecting that onto you. I'm using him as an example of someone that's just been white knuckling it and just fighting and fighting back and like completely denying like I'm telling you guys, some people are going to go into this completely like they're checking the fuck out. Like they're not even here for it. They're not hearing what you like. So, but that's not you. That's not who's right in front of me. You're the leader, Taurus. You're like an Artesian leader. If you've pledged to truth, love, and integrity, and that's your guiding light, you've probably been working through a lot of karma, and you've been facing your shadows. You've let yourself open the cellar door. You've let the skeletons walk out of the closet, sit down across from you, and have tea with you. You've befriended your shadows. You've made peace with your demons. You know what I'm saying? Like you really did that, or you fucking didn't. Like, and you have. So I'm talking to you like you have. You have, and now you have like the spiritual strength to. Because I know another Taurus. I'm thinking of I always have like I can see both ends of the spectrum because there's another Taurus that I know. He's a Cancer Sun, Taurus Moon, and he did it. He did all of the karmic sweeping, and he's got some great shit to look forward to. So, you know what I'm saying? So you've either been walking through the fire and over the coals, and facing it, and getting stronger in your spirituality, or even fighting it tooth and nail. So your full moon is so juicy because it's at the top of your chart. So this is a culmination moment where Taurus is, he's going to have a career achievement. Aw, I'm so proud of when people do the hard fucking work. I'm just like the most proud of you when you suffer and you suffer and you suffer and you get through it and you gasp up, you come up for air and you did it. You just find yourself on the other side magically. Like it was magic, but it wasn't. You fucking did it, and goddamn good on you. God damn it. So I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of them. It's gonna be a career achievement, a wonderful moment. Marriages and creative partnerships and powerful collaborations and powerful business alliances, and take your victory lap. Or it could be a moment of the opportunity that presents it for you, Taurus, could be a professional opportunity like this that you jump on and you take the out. You have Uranus in your sign, and this is like T-squaring you, so you have to act. You're either going to take the opportunity and bust out and be more successful, what there's some news that you got, or a talk that you had with your family, some family member talking to you on the 18th. There's some new, or you feel something, you feel emotionally a deep, big truth in yourself that is informing your career trajectory, that is telling you where to take your career or your reputation or your like public relationships, like achievements, to where next. So for you guys, it's going to be very like more subconscious than anybody because of the Mercury cycle that you're ending and then the one that you're beginning. So I can see this as being like, maybe some Tauruses are looking at their families that they created or that they're a part of, or their home situation. Maybe they got a bunch of roommates to have a big, beautiful house. And you just realize, like, there's no one here on my side. You know, I have clients that, like I said, the black sheep are, that's like our vibe, right? And I've talked to like mothers and wives and fathers and husbands where they have created families, lives, like they stopped pursuing schooling or their career to support the spouse, men and women, doesn't matter. Or they've merged business, like they really built a life. You know what I'm saying? Like committed and did all the things, all for these kids and the husband to just use up the wife and she's got nothing for herself. Or for the wife and the kids to use up the husband and he's nothing. And like no one's on their side but me, of course. And not every consult is about trying to get someone out of a situation. Sometimes there's all that karma there, and I'm there to support and help heal and channel specific messages for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, we never judge. We never ever judge. We would always rather understand than judge. So, um, but there's something there that's revealed that gets talked about, and it changes things for Taurus. And so this is either going to happen to you or from you. All right. So in life in general, things are not happening to you. They're always happening from you. This is just a full moon, like I said, that's very action oriented, and the leaders are going to be more like they know that things are happening from them. And when they manifest an opportunity, they grab it and they're like, that's exactly what I was waiting for. That's exactly what I manifested. That's exactly what I want. But then there's going to be just everything else. So that's what you guys are going to be dealing with. And then the Saturn, Venus on the, and then the opposition, there's, I would not expect support or help from your lovers or your friends or your, or I wouldn't take too much out of the coffers, you know, from the small business. If you're trying to scale your small business into a big business, you want to be prudent and conservative with your finances. On the other hand, if you've been saving your money, waiting for an opportunity, this might be the opportunity to take, and then you make that investment, but it's going to be pretty serious. It's going to be like a pretty serious commitment. And yep. Okay. Have a great one, Taurus. Love you guys. Excited to see how this rolls out. I feel like Tauruses, Sun, Moon, Risings are definitely, you know, I would expect to see some really interesting stuff from the Tauruses on the world stage and see how they're like blooming and stuff. So thank you again for taking up the Taurus mantle of consciousness. Appreciate you. Hello, Gemini, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs, and welcome, willkommen to your Aquarius full moon. This full moon is happening in your ninth house. Okay. But there's some other stuff kind of more important than that. On the 18th of August, you're ending a cycle of friendship and promotion and big business alliances, allies, benefactors, social connections, social communities, maybe goals and plans for the future, retirement plans. You've been changing your mind about that, and that changeover is complete from the beginning of April until August the 18th. And you're starting a new communication, thought revision cycle when it comes to your mentality, your mind, your perspective, how you communicate. And you're going to be learning about this and reorganizing your thoughts about how you communicate and how you think from now until the beginning of December. And there's something about the 18th, there's some like message you get, or there's some email or text or something you see online, or a conversation someone has with you, or an update, or it's going to be big. But whatever that is, that's what triggers the full moon for you. It's going to like broaden your perspective. And I feel like for gems, it's like, I did not even think that could happen. I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't even conceive of this. Like, what? Like, I feel like for gems, this could be kind of like, what? Like, kind of almost because Mercury's your ruler. So when Mercury goes retrograde, you know what I'm saying? So you're more affected. Also, it T squares Uranus in your 12th house of secret sorrow, self undoing. So for gems, I could really see this being something you really don't see coming, and it could change, put the final change in your plans for the future, making it complete where you're like, wow, okay, that's definitely not going to happen. Or, or this definitely is going to happen. Or, so maybe for some Geminis, this was like, were you able to work things out with your older sibling or with an ally or with an online community or with your like promotions for your business? Were you able to work that out from April to the 18th? Yes or no? And then it kicks off like, well, I got to think differently about this. Like there's something that you just didn't see, or that you didn't, maybe you took something for granted. I don't know, but it's going to be some kind of shock. And you guys could definitely manifest a lot of this very subconsciously, but it doesn't have to be. Like this could also be like a psychic breakthrough where you have some kind of publishing success, or you are completing a master's program and you're traveling now. Like, you could finish the test and get on a plane like an hour later and see ya, like it could really be something very liberating for Geminis. And in any case, I would look at it that way. Like, even if you're perceiving it as like negative right now, maybe you're not going to see it as negative later on. Maybe it's just negative at this state of consciousness, but you're going to see it as a blessing later on. So this is a house of like it's a house of like endings, Uranus in your 12th. So also with the Jupiter, Mars in your first house, these are blessed endings that are happening. So anything that does end or gets cut out, maybe very quickly by somebody else that you're responding to, or whether you are the one cutting something out, it's a blessed ending. You're very protected. And for you, it's more about cutting something out of yourself. So a trait, a characteristic, a thought process, an expectation, a belief system, a self-limiting belief, a belief that limits other people that you project upon them, something. You also have Saturn in opposition with Venus in Virgo, and they together are T-squaring all the Gemini placements, the Jupiter and Mars. And so I would not expect a lot of help from parents or VIPs or bosses or spouses or family or roommates. It's got to all come from you right now. And you've got to be the one to show up to these relationships prepared and having your words with you, having the receipts, having the backup, having the documentation, having your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Like Gemini, you can't talk your way out of anything or talk your way into anything. You have to have had like the history of consistency, the history of like consistently good behavior, the history, like Saturn. Guys, don't ever sleep on Saturn. Like Saturn always wins. I don't even care if it's outer planets on Saturn. I don't care if Saturn's debilitated. Like you just never sleep on Saturn ever, because Saturn always wins. And if you think I'm wrong, if you think something is winning over Saturn, you haven't waited long enough yet. That's one of the bear traps of Saturn is time. Give it enough time and you'll see like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So this could be an oh shit moment, but only if you've been trying to get away with shit and you've been trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be you guys. So you're going to be fine. It's just going to be, putting your big girl and big boy pants on, and that's all. So, and in fact, this could be a great, like I said, a great breakthrough for Geminis, in the career. You could be like, what Saturn's trying to do is stabilize you in your relationship with your mother or father, in your career, in your reputation. So whatever's happening, it's trying to help you have a better like reputation. That's all. Okay, I think that's it. I love you guys. Take very good care. Thank you so much for taking up the Gemini mantle of consciousness. I appreciate you. Hello, Can, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Willkommen to your full moon and our full moon in Aquarius happening in our 8th house. Very juicy. Not demure at all. Okay. So okay, so on the 18th, there's a Cazimi in Leo in our second house. We are finishing up an Aries cycle from the beginning of April until the 18th of August of rethinking, reorganizing, recategorizing our careers. Those of you in marriages, your relationship with your parents, your reputation. This is a big changeover that's completing Sunday. I'm excited. Um, and we're starting a brand new cycle in our money house. It's time to make the money. And that's going to be the changeover from now until December the 4th, I believe, or early December. So now it's about money changes, financial changes. So it's like we changed the career trajectory in these relationships and we grew up and we rethought things and we spoke differently. Even us as leaders, us as business owners, us as the VIP change all that, and now the money catches up. So I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, something about, or maybe it's like revelations about like food and what we're eating, drinking, and smoking, and in what quantities we're eating, drinking, and smoking. It can even be mundane like that. But whatever comes in, that news, it kicks off that full moon in Aquarius in the 8th, where now this is like an even juicier full moon because of this, because, the moon just reflects the light of the sun. So if the sun is giving new orders to this Mercury retrograde, it's like a big fucking deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big one. So it's really going to possibly result in a culmination in a bonding. I can see Cancer's bonding and merging with another person at this time financially. Business deals. This is when the money comes in after you've chosen like the partners and the partners have all worked out. Now it's like, okay, now this is the money. This is what you're putting in and this is what you're getting in return. This could be paying off debts, taking out loans, getting to borrow against the company with like 0% interest, $5 million for like blah, 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 all the things. And it T squares Uranus, which is a money planet for us, in the 11th house of friends, groups, associations. So for cans, this is an opportunity, a financial opportunity, possibly coming through a friend or an online community or an association. And the Cancer leaders going to jump on it, and the cans that may have been resisting changes in leadership, resisting their inner authority, resisting working out their parental issues, turning away from working on the marriage, working on the parental relationship, working on the relationship with their higher up. This will probably be possibly endings of resources. You cannot borrow. You cannot. I wouldn't ask any friends for money, by the way. That this is not the friends and money thing. That like you don't want to like ask for that. This there might, if anything, they could maybe, but they would come through with this. Like this isn't like you asking for anything. You know what I'm saying? So this could be like a change to what you thought your future was going to be, and it has to do with maybe someone pulling out their resources from you, or saying no to something, or we're no longer going to share, we're not going to renew the contract, we're not going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if that happens, Cancer, you've been neglecting that business partner, you've been neglecting the marriage, you've been ignoring your parent, you've been, you've been not stepping up as a parent. Maybe you let your kids run amok and your partner's had enough of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take responsibility here, bruh. Because that, like I said, we're done with that Aries cycle as of the 18th. And so that Uranian craziness could even be that if you post online, some of you can go viral and it could impact your finances. Or it could be that the friend has like is connecting you to some, resource or opportunity, or you know, financing something for you, or with having you involved, but you got to jump on that opportunity. Um, like I said, people can ignore and sit through every single big transit of astrology and like their life never changes. So it doesn't mean that something has to happen or that you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can manifest this subconsciously, even in a way that like maybe you see a video that upsets you on the internet and you just spiral into some kind of weird like depression. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be like some big thing. Um, Saturn and Venus are opposing in our third to ninth houses and T-squaring Jupiter and Mars in our 12th. Guys, my sleep, my whole schedule's been so off, and I know that it's not going to settle down. So I'm just trying to like I haven't slept 12 hours since before I started the marketing thing, like at the end of last year. And then I did sleep for 12 hours this week, and it felt like amazing. Then I've had these headaches, and it's just, and then I couldn't sleep one night. I stayed up the entire night. Like it's just been so, and I've been trying to like work on my astral projection project. Like it's just been a lot. So it's like, I personally, my only frustration that I've been feeling is that like I just want to know my little routine. You know, I just want to know like what's going to be like the thing. And it's I just know I have to wait a little longer. So that's the crunchiness with me, but like this is going to be maybe travel, relocating, but this would be like far big travel. This would be kind of like a big deal. Um and I just wouldn't expect a lot of support from siblings. I would not expect being coddled by a mentor or a guide or a teacher or a foreigner or um don't expect that kind of coddling. Like this is the time for us to stand up on our own, like I said, pull up our big kid pants and really believe, because this is a big faith axis configuration for us with this like T square to the 12th house. So it's an opportunity opening up for us. It's very psychic. Like all of our psychic houses are lit up. So you're very intuitional. For the Cancer leaders, you're going to feel it. You know, like this is going to be like a huge karmic ending for Cancers, even in the week leading up to this, from like the 13th, August 13th, Mars, Jupiter, and Gemini. These are blessed endings that we're like letting go of karmic baggage. We're releasing fears. We're releasing anxieties. We're releasing, you know, unhealthy things about, you know, psychologically, emotionally, karmically. And so this is firming that up. Like this could really be when we are making some kind of deeper commitment to like a belief or a faith or maybe a sibling or a guide. We're going with them, and something that they're teaching us is like working and we're doing it. You know, I'm hoping for psychic breakthroughs. Of course, it's always what I'm like trying to use this stuff for. But like, you know, if it's not like a if you don't have any like psychic projects, this could just be like any kind of like karmic release of anything like unhealthy in your life. But take it more of like psychologically and emotionally of like clearing some like gunk in your psychic trunk. Yep, that's what I got. I love you, Cans. Be excited for this one. I'm really excited for us for this one. And I would say also be very open minded to new friends, different people, a breath of fresh air entering our lives. Because this could also be like a really great energy for us to have opportunities to make new friends, be part of new different communities, or start posting online and or change up your existing. We could be definitely changing up our existing, like how we're posting and stuff. That'll be interesting. Okay. Love you guys. Take good care. Thanks to all of us for taking up the Cancer mantle of consciousness. We're such little crybabies. Cry it out. Have some ice cream, root beer float, if your nervous system can handle it. I apparently cannot right now, but find something. Love you guys. Until the next one. Okay, my lovely Leo, Sun, Moon, Risings. Very big for you guys. Welcome, willkommen to your Aquarius full moon. Okay, the 18th, you are finishing up an Aries communication cycle, which is your ninth house. You're finishing up something having to do with changing your mind and rethinking, restructuring your communication and your thoughts around foreigners, a foreigner in particular for some of you, travel, philosophy, higher education, with maybe relationships with mentors and teachers and guides, and maybe even marketing and publishing things. And you're starting on from the 18th to December 4th, a new cycle that's really you centered. So it's really more about who you are and thinking and looking at yourself differently. So there's something coming. There's something about that's something that you see about yourself Sunday that kind of kicks off your full moon in the partnership house. There's something going on with your other person, whether that's a spouse or a client or your clients, your public, your audience, any partner, even enemies are in that seventh house. And together they will T square Uranus at the very top of your chart. So I feel like you guys are really ready for change. You're really ready for a breath of fresh air. There's something changing about your bosses or your business, your reputation, your social standing, how people see your brand, your logos, your the imprint you leave behind. And it's going to be a wild one. Like this could really you may even be the one to communicate something to this other person, and you may be spearheading these changes. It may that be both of you have a little bit of a tug of war about, maybe you're arguing about something, but you have some kind of come to Jesus moment about yourself, your life direction, what you want, who you are, and in effect, your relationships change. It could be that you're helping someone celebrate something in their life. It could be, these could be proposals, these could be marriages. You could get married, like you can go to court or not court. What is it? You can go to the, yeah, I think it is. You can go to the courthouse. You can just go right to the building and just get the certificate or the legal document. It could be really fast, lickety split. You could be getting out of a relationship, breaking off a professional association. A boss could just leave. Clients could just leave. You know, there could be really big entrances and exits professionally for you. Now, the Venus Saturn opposition and your money houses, T squaring the Jupiter Mars and Gemini in the 11th. This is a break. It's you're spearheading this break. You're maybe putting to end certain friendships and associations because you have there's so many more people to meet. Like Jupiter and Gemini, you can make new friends. Like I let yourself let go of people that are not in your alignment of like truth, love, integrity, or your moral code, whatever that is, because you're going to get more people coming in. That's just what I see. Like you're going to make new friends. It's okay to let, you know what I'm saying? So I just wouldn't expect, I would be very prudent with your money because you're the one with Saturn in the eighth. You're going to get denied for the loan. You're not going to be able to borrow on company money. You're the, you know, the friend's going to say, no, I don't got it. The spouse is going to say, no, get a part-time job. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it's all got to come from you right now. So this is another one, friends and money don't mix. So this could bring out some kind of like blessed ending when it comes to friendships or dreams and goals for your life that are no longer financially realistic. So you may have to adjust some of your goals and dreams to make them more financially realistic. And this could be because of something happening in your relationships, specifically professional relationships and even parental relationships. A parent can pull out the money. A parent or boss can pull out some kind of support from under you. So this is going to be, you know, if you're the one spearheading this change, it's because you have learned so much from April until now about correct philosophy and integrity and morals and beliefs. And you're going to be able to really change your life and change your relationships and go in a very brave, big new direction. Or you're doing this a little bit more subconsciously, and these are like more forced changes that are really out of your control. You can't help what the boss does. You can't help what the spouse files. You can't help what the friend does or what they post online. It's out of your control and you're like trying to respond to it. Detach. Everyone's secret, detach. Not taking any of this. Watch the beginning overview of this, okay? Again, I love you, Leos. Thank you so much for taking up the Leo mantle of consciousness. You guys take very, very good care, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, my beautiful Virgos, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Welcome, willkommen to your Aquarius full moon. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, so you guys are ending as of August the 18th a cycle in your 8th house that was going on from the beginning of April until here. This really has to do with you rethinking the bonds that you form and forge and that you allow with other people and institutions, contracts you sign, subscriptions, banking institutions, but also other people and what you share with them, business partners, lovers, spouses, best friends, and the boundaries you erect with these people and institutions. You've been kind of rethinking where those lines are. So maybe you were like, since April until now, you were like, I was going to let this person close, but I changed my mind. Or I was going to keep this person far, but I changed my mind. Or just generally working through baggage, working through anything that was keeping you kind of in fear of big life changes. You're over that shit, bro. You're over it. And you're like, I can change my life. Life is changing and I can spearhead it and I can take the lead and it's going to be amazing. And change doesn't have to be scary. It's thrilling and exciting. And, you know, something has my back, you know, like it's very, very like empowering. It's been very empowering for you. So you guys are finishing up this, it could even be like sexuality, stuff like that. And you're starting a brand new cycle on the 18th in your 12th house of Leo, secrets, sorrow, self-undoing. I like to, those are my favorite like 3 words, but this is psychic. It's a psychic house. It's a spiritual house. This is the house of psychic protection too. So I feel like you could definitely have both. So this on the 18th, you could realize, you could have a come to Jesus spiritual psychic moment and learn, like have like a psychic experience or have a really potent dream. This is going to be also where you could realize that you've been protected in a bigger way. And, or you could even realize that someone's been working against you or working against your best interest. And, or we're not making any judgments. We would rather understand than judge. So you may realize that, you know, because this is ending that cycle from April until August 18th. And it's ending a cycle of bonding and boundariedness from the beginning of April until August 18th. And it's starting a new cycle August 18th until December 4th, very behind the scenes. So unless you are a writer or unless you are someone that has a job or profession that is typically behind the scenes, it could be that. It could be just professional for you where you're just, that's the project. You're starting a new project and that's part of your, your life and your profession. But it's also maybe travel, far distance travel. It's also rest. You could be getting some wonderful, great quality rest at this time over the weekend. And it's like you can relax, So it could be, a few different things. But whatever it is, whatever the revelation is, or whatever the community, you're rethinking spirituality, you're rethinking even your idea of rest, or even if you work behind the scenes, you're even doing that differently. So something about Sunday kicks off your full moon in Aquarius in the 6th house. And together they will T-square Uranus in the 9th. This is very much about beliefs for Virgos and or mental health, mental strength, like how much fortitude and strength do you have in your beliefs and your belief systems. And those of you that have mentors or guides or teachers or relationships with foreigners, or if you are the guru, guide, teacher, or mentor, this could be a full moon for you guys that on one hand, you may be done chopping wood and carrying water, shoveling shit, you're done with it. It could be when you disconnect from someone that you're used to seeing every day. This could be letting go of somebody based on what you find out. Honestly, it really does depend. If you find out that someone's been working against you and they're on your staff, this could be when you let them go. And it could be very quick. And it's an opportunity and it's a blessed ending because you have Venus in your sign opposing Saturn in your house of partnerships. And together they are T-squaring Mars, Jupiter in your career house. So relationships have to be serious. They have to be committed and they can't be half-assed. Okay. For you, relationships either have a long history of being consistent and noble and hardworking and up to snuff, or they just don't. And you're going to learn something about it depends on what it is, but it's like some stuff's going to come up to the surface on like Sunday, coming into Monday. And so something else could be coming up, anything really that affects your beliefs, your ethics, your morals. You may be put in a position to do something moral or ethical, or if you've already done something, this could be just fallout and consequences for Virgos that T-square to Uranus. It could be that something is outed about you. You could actually be revealing something. You could be publishing something, revealing something that you've been working on behind the scenes. And now you're sharing it in a publication, on a podium. You're speaking about it. You're traveling and speaking about it to other people. And it could be a big disruption in your daily life. Like, this is probably going to be a disruption for Virgos in their daily life, no matter what. Because of some publishing thing or because of some ethical, moral thing that you've got to do. But there's like an opportunity opening up for Virgos to make the advancements in mental health, to reorganize their daily structure, and to grow spiritually, ethically, morally. And if you work behind the scenes, this could be writing or publishing or some kind of sharing of knowledge or sharing a story. But that story is going to be determined on like how you've been like living it. It's like you living the story and telling the story. We're doing the best we can here. So, but it really depends on kind of what comes up over the weekend, because you may be in a position to do something as a leader because Venus in your sign, you're the darling of the zodiac, opposes Saturn in your 7th house. Partnerships, they have to be like 100% integrity or they will not make it. So this could be that you learn something about your staff and they have not been in 100% integrity. And so you may be put in a position to take the out and disconnect this relationship because it's not in alignment with your like standards. And it could be a surprise to you with that. It's something you have not seen. So you may get new information on something that you thought you knew, you had all the pieces, and here it comes up. But honestly, like I said, like Jupiter in your 10th house is trying to expand your reputation and, accolades and awards and this and that, but it could also be blessed ending. So if you are on the right path for yourself professionally or as a parent, this is going to help you. This is going to bring you, like I said, you're done shoveling shit and you're going to be able to like relax. And it's doing really great things for your like perspective on life. And it's good for your reputation. And you have maybe fewer relationships, but they pass the test and they're really rock solid. And everyone is showing up on time, sober, committed, loyal, ready to get the work done. And that's really what you want. Okay. So you could just have, if you just have the standard of the best and you just only take the best, then you're going to have the best team. You're going to have the best people, but trust yourself. You're ending this like fear, overcoming fears about like life changes and working through difficult things and trusting others and distrusting others and maybe even fears about putting up a boundary, maybe even a fear of letting somebody go or ending something or bonding with someone or like whatever. You're ending that's all over as of the 18th, and you know where you stand. But there's probably going to be some other stuff that comes up too. So I overall love this because I do have a Virgo in mind that she's like I said, this could be really, really reaffirming your beliefs, like spiritually. And she's got some great karma coming, and it's like a professional advancement for her. And it's just been really hard since April, and I'm just like so proud of her. Um, and I'm ready to see what she makes of this opportunity. It's going to be a brand new, fresh start for her and a whole new state and a whole new like professional atmosphere. So like some Virgos are really like give yourself like a round of applause because you know you're starting something new, but this is like you've got to take the opportunity to make your life easier and take the rest. So like you're like I said, you're done like carrying like shoveling shit, or you're done dealing with staff that's like fucking up, you know, or you're done. You know, this could like literally this is a change in your schedule, a change in your relationship with staff, a change in the daily work that you're doing. This could even be that an opportunity comes through like a manager or an agent, or um, the opportunity comes through like a big publisher, a bigger marketing thing, or something like that. So you enjoy it. You enjoy this one, Virgo. You guys, most of you have earned it, but for the bad Virgos, this is going to be where they're forced to sit out. That's all. Um, so if you're benched, if you're benched, rest. Take the rest of August off and just rest. And you're going to have to rethink everything. You're going to be replaying everything, and let yourself, and you have to take a look at those skeletons in the closet, and you can't ignore it anymore, and you're not going to be able to. So you could have done the work April to the 18th. And if you haven't done it and you're not enjoying like the career success and all that stuff, and you're not really having this new reaffirmed faith in your and beliefs and like, oh my God, it's all working out. And oh my God, this is so great. Then you're going to have to really dig deep from the 18th of August to the beginning of December. So, thank you so much for taking up. Happy birthday to the Virgos, and happy birthday to my father, August 25th. Love you. And thank you again for taking up the Virgo mantle of consciousness. Leaves, besties, missed you. Actually, it's really different. Libra men and Libra women, so different. Such a different vibe. Okay, let's see, Leaves. All right, so you guys have this full moon. I drink cold water now. It's so weird. I was a room temperature weirdo water drinker, and now I like it cold. All right, so you guys have this full moon happening in your fifth house, but something is so like made clear to you about your friends. It's something you see on social media. You've got a Cazimi and Leo in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, online things, and social media, allies, people that support your reputation, support your career, if you post on social media, it's also your fans. So you're ending an Aries cycle of rethinking relationships, or how you approach relationships, or seeing your partner differently, or listening to your partner differently, or they have been going through a revisioning of themselves, maybe becoming more independent since April, beginning of April until now. I'm getting a channeling. I don't know who this is for, but I'm getting a channeling of a Libra sun, moon, rising that is married. They have a spouse, and this spouse does not have friends, or traditionally did not have friends, and now they are making friends. No idea who that's for. It's someone that's watching me. When you watch me, that's why it's called Watch Natalie. The more you watch me, the more you connect with me, and the more I channel your messages. So that's for somebody. Has nothing to do with the astrology. That's a channel. That's a straight up channeling. So, like I'm trying to say for everybody else, something that comes through, something that you learn. Maybe a friend tells you something. Maybe you see something on social media, or maybe it's like a realization about a dream or a goal that you have. But it comes through Sunday. That's a Cazimi, big downloads. And it directly informs how your full moon's going to go. So, excuse me. So the full moon in your fifth house is your children. It's your sexuality, like your lovers, your dating life, your own subliminal internal like subconscious self. And if you do the inner child healing, that's what I do. It's you take custody of yourself, 5-year-old you, and it's a relationship. And you talk to them. I've learned that I have to talk to little Natalie every day. I have so many videos on it. Go back in all my things and all and find it. But I take all my own advice. I take the guidance of the channelings and I apply it. Okay. So, and it works. So it could be something like that. Maybe it's something like that. But it's, or maybe you're rethinking like friends and who you have as friends. This is going to be a whole new cycle for you. So you're going to be looking at your friends differently, or maybe making friends differently, or rethinking how you make friends, your social circles, or how you post, or your online communities, rethinking all of that from August 18th until December the 4th. So something about that could be an opportunity for you. Maybe there's even an opportunity that comes through an online thing or a friend or, an ally of some sort. But then you might have to pull your attention to your children if you have children, or how you feel about things internally and how, your heart's, and maybe your friend is going through something really wonderful and it makes you aware of like, oh, but I didn't do right by my heart and I didn't chase my dream. And oh my God, it could be something like that. Doesn't have to be. It T squares Uranus and Taurus in the 8th house. So you are going to feel like a jolt or like a shock, or, you are going to feel like you're going to feel something strongly. This could even be some kind of breakthrough. Like it could be an opportunity to get closer with somebody. Like I would say maybe even like fast friends, or like maybe your partner's making a friend, or your child is bringing somebody into the house. Like, like it could be something a little bit like more social for you guys. But I see this could even be where you're making your children more independent and they're ready to like snap loose and like just go do their own thing. So it could be a couple different things. This could be a maturation moment for your children, your small business, or a maturation beginning moment in this cycle of friendships for you, and how you are, making friends and connecting with people online and posting. And, so it could be, like I said, an opportunity to make friends and get closer with people, maybe express yourself through posting on social media or through your creative creations of the flesh and your children. Maybe you guys are just doing something really fun and you guys are just like, it's a whole new, maybe the kids are just getting a little bit older and you're able to kind of like visualize yourself doing other fun stuff and stuff like that. This could even affect finances. So this could be big spikes up and down. It could go either way, where the small business, you're able to scale it into a big business through a friend, maybe a new friend that you make. Don't be judgy. All right. I know you guys are made to judge. You really are. You look at everything and you compare. And I get it. I get it. I get it. But use it where it belongs. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I love about Libra men is that, like, that's true about Libras. And you would think that they're like comparing, women or men or they're dating things, but you guys really, I have a Libra affinity. I have a stellium in my 7th house. So I get like the Libra vibe. And with Libra men, it's really like you have the sapiosexual thing where you connect with your person mentally and psychologically, and they just are physically beautiful to you. And I love that about you guys. So it like really, if you're a Libra guy, it does not really matter with your like spouse as much. Like, yeah, you like bone structure, you like all of like the aesthetic things, but it's just different with like Libra women. Libra women are way more susceptible to falling for it, like falling for like the comparison stuff. So I'd love this to break people out of that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the leader of your family, break everybody out of all that kind of like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, you know, you don't want your kids to pick that up, or you don't want to set that standard for your friendship so that they think that that's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this could be interesting for Libras, the kind of opportunities that come through when you don't judge your friends, when you don't judge people online, what you can gain, how you can elevate your life and change your life. Oh my God, like this could be psychic breakthroughs, financial breakthroughs, creative breakthroughs. It could be cool. Venus in your 12th house opposes Saturn in the 6th house. So Libras are shoveling shit for a little bit longer till about 2025, maybe like 2026. So mental health is extremely important. And this does seem to be a little bit of a stress because they're T-squaring Jupiter, Mars, and Gemini in your 9th house. So I bet like the past maybe like week and a half specifically could be a little bit hard for Libras mentally, like mental health. You're like life is showing you something that you thought was impossible, or um yeah, or things are hard, and just like the pressure of just life generally is feeling a little bit harder, or you're actually seeing something that defies how you thought life was. Like this is a lot for Libras. Like Mars and Jupiter are like giving you so much experience. Maybe there's a foreigner that starts at your job and has been showing you a new way of life, another culture, and you've been getting every day so much education about this other way of living and this other way of life, you know, or you're befriending weirdos on social media that are really kind of not so weird when you listen to them and you give them space to understand. I say I would rather understand than judge. Where's your, because like the justice, it's like when you make a judgment, you're saying, I'm done understanding, I'm done learning, I'm done taking in information, I'm done taking in the details. You may not submit any more paperwork, do not submit any more evidence, no more receipts. I've made my judgment and I'm done. I'm never going back to reopen that case. I'm never going back to rethink anything. It's a judgment. I'm done. I don't like that as much. That's why I say I would rather understand than judge, because sometimes you need to keep on taking in information. You need to keep getting more details. Maybe it needed to give it some more time to keep taking in more details, or keep talking with someone, or learn, really learn to understand, not listening to judge as fast as possible. So you guys are getting some blessed endings when it comes to putting away beliefs that do not serve you, because these are blessed endings. So if there was a belief system that was good for you and served you and was had your best interest at heart, Jupiter would make it bigger and stronger. But if there's been a belief that has been hurting you and holding you back, Mars is cutting that out, and it's a blessed ending, and you can let it go. And it's going to be so much better for your mental health to let it go. And you're going to be freer. And that's that Venus in your 12th opposing Saturn in the 6th. It's like, okay, it's time to grow up, you know, mature. You know, people think like the growth stops after like what, high school, college, or something. Like that's so sad. Like, ooh. The growth is inside. You don't get taller. You get like, I'm going to teach that I always teach that to other people's kids when they're like real little. I'm just like planting so much into their subconscious, like so that they don't think to stop growing. Like, no, it never stops. Like, just think you're going to grow up and upper or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really quick. Cause I feel like I'm talking to someone that has children. This is what I tell the little ones when I've got, you know, my cousin's kids or someone's kids, and, you know, kids love me. They love me. So what I told, I love this video of my niece, but like what I tell them, the little ones, I say, so to dissuade them from feeling like bad about like learning, you know, a mistake is not a mistake if you learn from it. It therefore becomes a lesson. Each lesson is like a feather in your cap. And when you have lots of feathers, you become a chief. I tell that to the little ones. Take that, tell that to your little ones so that they feel like they go right over the shame into pride of what they've learned, and that they can wear that like with pride. Because what I teach my adults, what I teach my clients is you only have to feel the pain of a lesson to learn the lesson. But once you've learned the lesson, you can let the whole thing go. The pain, all the crunchy feelings, the whole thing, you let the whole thing go. You've already done all the work and absorbed it. You don't have to feel bad anymore. Maybe someone forgives you, maybe they don't. That's their business. You forgive yourself, go on and be happy. So I don't want anyone feeling bad. That's not like the point. I do want people, I'm a Capricorn, so I do want people to feel bad, but not long. Feel bad enough to learn the lesson. Okay, some people just don't ever want to feel bad. And they don't want to think, and they're like, I don't want to think of myself like that. Oh, I'm already sensitive to criticism. I don't want to feel bad. No, you got to feel bad and learn the lesson. But when you learn the lesson, let yourself go. Let it off the hook. You don't go martyr and get all dramatic and roll around the floor about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's fun and you got to do it. I love a Libra temper tantrum. It's just bestie. Okay. So is that everything? I see a lot of opportunity for you guys. So just be open-minded. I would say be very open-minded to making new weird little friends from the 18th to December 4th. Love you guys. Thank you so much for taking up the Libra mantle of consciousness. Hello, my lovely Scorpio, sun signs, moon shines, and rising shines. Welcome to your aqua full moon. You are definitely one of the signs that could experience a lot of disruption in your life. Detach. Okay. The 18th of August, you have a Cazimi in Leo at the top of your chart, and basically you're ending a cycle of rethinking communication in the Aries area of your life, which is your 6th house. So from the beginning of April until August 18th, how you treat your staff, how you talk to your staff, how you onboard people, how you approach your life moment to moment. Are you alive in your mind, super negative, going throughout your day? Are you frustrated with everybody all the time? Are you optimistic? Are you in a cheery, happy mood? What's your psychology like? And your daily work, your daily routines, also your health. From the beginning of April till the August 18th, you're done with that cycle. August 18th, you're starting a whole new cycle until December the 4th, rethinking your reputation, rethinking your career, rethinking your life trajectory. And this is so good for you guys because you're here to be authentic. It's so weird because so many Scorpios do like the bubblegum, super superficial. It's a mask. There's no such thing. Whenever I see a Scorpio that's projecting that kind of image where they're like a little pop star, or they're just like materialistic and all about money, like whenever I see that, I see right through it. Like that's their mask. They're protecting themselves by just looking conventional, conventionally successful, conventionally attractive, conventionally whatever. And there's no such thing as a superficial Scorpio. There just isn't. And I'm excited for you guys to see the Scorpios from now until December flip the fucking script on their own life and their own reputation. I feel like this is going to be making you guys just be more authentic. And that's so much more interesting for the rest of us. Like you're here to teach us how to be authentic. And I feel like this Cazimi is the start of it. It's just the beginning. So if you've been inauthentic, this is going to be, so for some Scorpios, this is going to be like, you may be like dismantling parts of your reputation consciously because you're like, this isn't good enough for me anymore. This isn't really who I am anymore. Or it's happening to you. You're manifesting it through your subconscious because you're resisting it. You could get fired from your job. You're getting divorced. You are the creative collaborator dips on you. This is the Cazimi where you know where you stand with these kinds of relationships. The parent pulls out the funding from under you. It's something is happening, some shakeup is happening in the career, the trajectory, whatever, and it's triggering the full moon in your fourth house in Aquarius. You really do want to detach emotionally, or it could put you more in touch with your emotions. It could be a little bit one or the other, maybe both. And you guys with the T square to Uranus and Taurus, it's really anything goes. It's the relationships that are really throwing you for a loop since 2018. It's like the last thing you want. You like it when people are predictable. How many times have I been saying on my channel, we don't want anything we have to manipulate to keep. You don't want anything you have to manipulate to keep. So for my Scorpios that have been white knuckling all of this and trying to play the games, this is going to get ripped out. People are just going to disappear. Poof, they're gone. Someone leaves the job. Someone gets fired. The parent, I don't want to say the parent dies. Some cases, the parent goes or dies or just something like that. Or for those of you that have been changing how you see the shit that you're shoveling every day, if you've been able to treat your staff with kindness, if you've been letting go of a grudge since April and working on it and saying, I don't like to feel this way, I'm going to get rid of this grudge. If you've been getting healthier, if you've been taking better care of your mental health, if you've been doing all of that, the Scorpios, this is an opportunity for a breakthrough, professional breakthrough, coming through your partners, coming through women in the family, roommates, coming through people that feel like family to you, throwing you for a loop, but in a great way, and helping lift you the fuck up. How exciting is that? But you will have had to have been doing that work with the Aries area and being good to your staff and being good to yourself, taking care of your mental health, getting rid of grudges, letting things go, being more independent in your thoughts and your thinking, and letting go of like relationship expectations and projections, that South Node and Libra stuff. Now, Venus is in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, opposing Saturn in the 5th, T-squaring the Gemini stuff, Mars and Jupiter. So I would not expect to be coddled by your lovers or your friends or your online communities or associations. They could surprise you, but don't expect it. The T-square, the Gemini, it's giving you a lot of opportunities for bonding and a lot of shit to kind of sift through. So maybe you're getting like a lot of attention, or you have access to a lot of funds or a lot of resources or assets, but they're not all good for you, or they're not all like the right fit for you. Remember, you've got to be authentic. So over this past week, you could have honestly been letting go of a lot of dead weight. Like you could have been letting go of so much good baggage, Scorpios, and this could be another opportunity to let go of some baggage connected with your small business, with your friends, with jealousies, with your creative passion projects, dating stuff, romantic stuff, like anything. These are blessed endings. Mars and Jupiter and Gemini in your 8th house. Let it go. Get it, cut out any like jealousy or fears of life changes, or, all that stuff. And you'll be right as rain. Right as rain. And you rule the 8th house. That's like your little stomping grounds. So I feel like this could be kind of a really great, amazing changeover, because like the real true blue friends will be there for you. The real lovers are going to be. So that's why I'm saying don't expect to be coddled. But if you've been doing this all right, since like, not even just since April, but since February, that's when we had the new moon in your 4th house. You could really end up in a great spot with great bonds, great allies, great friends, great lovers. you're happy with your creative passion projects, you're restructuring your career and your reputation, and you have like good people supporting you, and you've got confidence and you've got the fucking resources, and you're letting go of the karma and the baggage. You're like, no, I'm gonna choose, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be the one to teach everyone how to be authentic. I'm gonna show everyone what authenticity really fucking is, and it is not demure. Okay. I love you guys. Show us how it's done. Have a great full moon, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for taking up the Scorpio mantle consciousness. Hello, Sagittarius, sun signs, moon signs, and rising signs. Welcome, willkommen to your full moon in Aquarius on Monday. You've got the Cazimi the day before on the 18th happening in your Leo 9th house. So you guys are ending a cycle that started the beginning of April. In Aries, in your 5th house of children, true love, sex, dating, romance, your own creative, like your own creations, like your creativity of the flesh, like your physical children, or anything that you create out of joy, out of love, true love. So you're done with that, and you're starting a whole, you've been rethinking it and reorganizing it, and maybe reapproaching your children differently, or how you date differently, or how you express yourself creatively differently. There's a huge moment that comes through for you on the Cazimi on the 18th of August in your 9th house. This is now starting and kicking off a new cycle of changing your beliefs, okay, like on life in general, from now, the August 18th, until the beginning of December. I think it's like December 4th. And this can even extend to having to redo or rethink or reapproach and think differently, communicate differently with mentors, gurus, guides, publishers, foreigners, travel. Maybe you're revisiting places you've traveled to before. But above all else, it's philosophy. It's how you philosophize. It's a big deal for you because that's a big part of who you are. So you've got to go back. Some life is going to be showing you things that it's like, oh shit, I got to go and rethink these things. Maybe you are reassessing your integrity, or reassessing a teacher, or maybe you are speaking on something that you've spoken about before. You're at the podium and you're sharing your story with others. It could also be something changing in the relationship with a foreigner or a guru, guide, teacher, mentor, someone of that, some like person that teaches, you know, and shares their stories. So this could be reconnecting with someone like that, or just the relationship has to go back to the scene of the crime. So something about that though, or some publishing thing, it kicks off your full moon in Aquarius in your 3rd house. So together they T-square Uranus and Taurus in your 6th house. You really are due for a mental 180, a seismic shift. It's you got to detach from the news, like whatever it is. It could be world news. It could be the earthquakes and tsunamis that I'm predicting. It could be like, oh, I forgot to add that to my prediction. Damn. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm adding it to my prediction that not only are there going to be like tsunamis and or earthquakes, but that there's going to be an immediate like response, and it could have trouble getting help to wherever help is needed. It could be like they fucking fail, you know, and they do a shitty job trying to, you know, like like Katrina or something like that. So anyway, so it could be something like that, but they're T-squaring Uranus and Taurus. Something is very disruptive to your daily life Monday. And this is an opportunity to free yourself of some part of your schedule. Maybe someone quits on you. Maybe if you have staff or you employ people, maybe they just like leave and walk out. You could leave, you could quit, you could walk out. Or there could just be, like I said, some kind of change, or like I said, an opportunity to switch up your daily life. Or maybe you're moving offices and it's like in the neighborhood, or maybe it's far away, like, or you're, you know, working from home, or there's something happening. But relationships could be part of this, because Venus is at the top of your chart, opposing Saturn in your 4th house, and it's T-squaring Mars and Jupiter and Gemini in your 7th house of one-to-one relationships. So I would not expect any kind of coddling professionally. Do not cross any boundaries when it comes to that professional boss relationship, like kind of a thing. There may be a woman involved at the very top of your chart. This could be your mother. There could be mother issues that you're projecting. There could be, and honestly, like if you are a woman watching this, you already know that we are the targets for everyone's subconscious mother projections, no matter what the fuck we look like or how we conduct ourselves or what. So people could be catching that. Like if that's you, you could be getting some kind of crazy response if you post like on an online community or something going on with like your clients or something like that, or your business partners. So I just would not expect any kind of coddling, and I would not, like, I would also be very careful of how you are interacting with your superiors, because you've got to show up correct. Like that Venus and Virgo at the top of your chart, very, very high standards that they expect. And so this could be a blessed ending in a relationship. Now, the blessed ending could have happened as early as the 13th or 12th of August. If a relationship is not like on your true trajectory, like on your true path, it's a blessed ending. And you're going to get more, you're going to meet more people. There's going to be more people coming in, more clients coming in. So don't worry about anyone that walks away, or if you get fired, or if you fire someone, don't worry about any of that, because it's putting everyone where they're supposed to be, like on the right path. So for you, this is a blessed ending. This could be an out for you. The opportunity could be to get out of a relationship or get out of something that was really hard for you every day, or just like not like consistent enough for you on the daily, or maybe you weren't getting enough shifts or something like that. So I would look forward to like a breakup in the schedule, and also a shifting of personnel or people or relationships, because there, like I said, could be some blessed endings if they're not on the right path with you. But if they are, if you have honestly been loving yourself and doing inner child healing since April, if you've been putting more effort into your creative projects, if you've been playing with your children more, if you have been doing all of that, all of those things, and making yourself feel really loved and full and good and creative and happy, this is probably some kind of breakthrough. And there's going to be like a fated relationship that's like helping you, and if that's the case, then you feel so full of love, and you probably are going to get like a nod from like an esteemed woman, higher up type person, and they could be acknowledging you. But you'll have had to have been consistent from April until now, even as far back as February until now. You will have to have been showing consistent, that you're trustworthy, that you're reliable, that you're communicative, that you know what I mean? Like just long-term consistency. That's the only thing that's worth anything, is consistent. Anyone can just get all impassioned and say, I promise this and I promise that. And you are Sagittarius, so you guys do tend to overpromise. And so, just I'm preparing you. Expect high standards. And if you don't have the long history, it's not going to pass. So I'm just saying that to help you strategize. But for those of you that have, give yourself a pat on the back. Anything else? I like it. It could be exciting. I love you guys. Have a great, great full moon. And thank you again for taking up the Sagittarius mantle of consciousness. I appreciate you. Hey, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Risings. All right, Caps. Welcome to our full moon in our second house of money, finances. Okay, so August the 18th, Mercury Cazimi in Leo in the 8th house. So we are fully putting to bed a rethinking communication cycle in Aries from early April until August 18th in our 4th house of home and hearth and kith and kin. Damn, bro. Like, this is when we've been rethinking home, family, living situations. We've been sorting through family karma, going through relationships with women in the family or roommates, and anyone that feels like a close family member. And so now we're done with that. And we're starting a whole new communication cycle in the eighth house. It's a psychic house. It's bonds and boundaries. It's also baggage and life changes. But I'm still excited for it because we've done the work since the beginning of April. So if you've been doing the work and you've been being brave and confronting these things head on and talking it out and working it out and doing all the things, this is like very karmic blessing moment for Capricorns. So if something comes through on the 18th at Cazimi and you know where you stand with you and another person's energy. This is sexual bonding or relationship. You're able to borrow from the company, 2 million, 0% interest for 8 years, whatever it is, an institution clearing debt, or, where you stand with that other person or that institution. And it informs the full moon in the second house. So they T square Uranus in the fifth. This is an opportunity. This is a very action oriented full moon. We're leaders. I'm just gonna be talking to you like we're leader to leader here. So we're leaders. There's an opportunity that opens up and you got to go right. It's like when you jump through the jump rope but you got to time it. You can't. So we have an opportunity here and it's creative, it's heart-centered, it's a breakthrough energy. Capricorns are monetizing something of their creative natures. Some are like it's a pregnancy thing, but like this is financial. Like without a doubt, it's financial. Financial breakthroughs connected with our children of the mind, children of the heart, maybe even children of the body. Maybe you're putting your kid in, acting or something like that, or modeling. But this is a huge shakeup and change up when it comes to our small business, our children, our relationship with our own inner child. I do all of the guidance that I channel and I take all the advice and I work it. So it's like I take custody of little Natalie and then I have her and she's mine. So this is like a breakthrough of the heart for us. And it has an effect on the money and the self-esteem and with whom we connect. So if you've been doing the work from April until August 18th, emotionally, then you're going to feel emotionally strong enough to take the opportunity. But if if you've been white knuckling it this entire time, then you're not going to feel emotionally secure enough to take the opportunity. And you're chicken fucking little, okay? I can talk to you like that. I'm going to talk to you like that. So don't worry, because with Jupiter and Mars in your sixth house being T squared by Venus in your ninth, Saturn in your third, you're going to get more options. You're going to have more opportunities. There's going to be more flexibility in your daily life coming up. And so there are blessed endings. Like for some of us, we're not shoveling shit with certain shit anymore. Like things have been taking off of our plate, or we've hired staff, or there's been like any staff that quits on you, it's a blessed ending. This whole like past week, blessed ending. So I just would not expect any coddling from teachers, mentors, gurus, guides, foreigners, neighbors, siblings, anyone in the near environment. And you also communicate very, very, very seriously. Take your words very, very seriously. And it's like you may be looking through contracts, signing things, hiring people. You could be onboarding people. This could be that you're bringing on an agent, a manager, staff, and you're just signing it up. You're just making the commitment, or you're, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so there's that happening. I just see this super positively for Capricorns. Blame me. Go ahead. This is our third freaking full moon that is Saturn ruled. So honestly, truth, love, integrity wins out in the end. And that's how Saturn wins. And if you don't think Saturn's winning, you haven't waited long enough. So that's just how our karma works. So honestly, look forward to a great payday, Capricorn. This is when we pay off debt, make a big purchase. If we make a big purchase, it's something of value that's going to appreciate. This could be winning the lottery. This could be selling something, like you sell a creative, you have YouTube comedy skits and they buy it for a whatever. This could be monetizing something creative. Something goes viral and catches something, and something. So it just like, the changeover has to happen, and this is just the beginning of this new rethinking of the communication and the approach to life changes and of merging and bonding with other people and what we have access to. And it's also very psychic. So it looks really exciting for Caps. And I know that you guys are going to be able to like feel that moment of opportunity and just like kind of go for it. This is the last time that we get to act and like take action before it's like eclipse season, and it's like all up to the guys and all up to the face. This is the last full moon that we can do that. And so being in the second house, it's like the self-confidence is there. It's, you know what I'm saying? So you just remember to detach. Remember to detach from, if you're, let's say you're cross watching for a Capricorn that's not part of our little like club here, and they're like resisting it and they're fighting it like tooth and nail, then this is if there's a Cap that's really not having been doing the emotional work to build up their emotional stability, and it has to be off of independence. It can't be because of like, this would be like making the mistake of relying on family too much, or relying on your family name, relying on the family money, relying on, or getting hung up in my family owes me something, or trying to control the family, or being controlled by your family, being like overrun by your fucking family. Maybe you're the one that made a family and you're looking around like, there's no one here on my side. Fuck that and fuck you. I already have a plan. If I ever get to that point where I am like married with children, it's just going to be me and my person. Like that has to be the most important relationship. And if like the kids are, having an issue with it, or like my partner's like, oh my God, the kids, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Fuck that guy. You and I can make another one. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when my kids get to be like teenagers, I'll do the same thing. And then they're like, oh, if they're like complaining about like their dad or whatever, I'll be like, fuck that guy. It's just gonna be you and I got you. I got your back. So, we'll see if my life goes that way. I'm totally okay if it does not. Trust me, very okay. Um, Another thing about this cycle is women. If you have trust issues with women, they go back to mom. That's me. I have trust issues with women, and it goes back to my mom. And sometimes the women, they stab me in the back after I try to give them everything that I have. Anyway, so if you work through all, you work through it, then this is like, okay, we're done. Finally, we're done. We know where we're going to live. We know where we're going to move. We know where it's going to be, where the roommates coming in, moving out, and blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to be like, okay, time to bond, or time to do boundaries, or time to, do that Leo stuff from now until December. So if it's an unholy surprise for the Capricorns that have not been doing that deep emotional work, then this is just going to be like financially stressful, where there's something gets pulled out from under you. Something's not there to catch you when you fall, or it's not what you want, or it's not ideal, or it's not like, yeah, it's just like not ideal. And if that's the case, then you've got to get a job. You got to get a part-time job. You've got to, you know what I'm saying? Like the Venus, Saturn, and those, the third, ninth house axis T squaring that daily life, that daily thing. Like that's got to be, you know, getting rid of the wrong influences and putting the effort in and putting the work in. So we're going to be busy. So you're going to be busy doing one thing or busy doing another thing. Listen, it's all hard. Staying the same is hard. Change is hard. Choose your hard. What's worth it? So I love you guys. Take very good care. Congrats to all of us. Capricorns, oh my God, this is going to be, it's our second house of like self-esteem, self-worth, self-value. And it's time we're getting paid for it. It's beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful end of August. Love you guys. Take very good care. Thanks to all of us for taking up the Capricorn mantle of consciousness. We are holding it together for the world. Until next time, I appreciate you. Okay, Aquas, this is it. This is it. This is what you've been waiting for all year. Well, really since February of 2024. This is our full moon. My moon is in Aquarius in our first house. So, a big deal. It's a very big deal. So not only is this like your full moon, like a culmination where you get to just fly your freak flag high in your own little way that it flies, but all right. So Mercury Cazimi on Sunday the 18th, making something very clear and apparent to you in your mind of how you communicate, how you think about things, how you have been reprogramming your mind and rethinking things and reapproaching how you communicate since April. You're finishing that up. We're done. Maybe there's a contract. Maybe there's an epic communication. You know where you stand on a contract, on a deal, on a meeting with a sibling, with the neighbor in the neighborhood, with your surroundings. We're done. Now, from August the 18th until December the 4th, we're going to be rethinking our approach to relationships. And we're going to be communicating differently and having like reorganizing our relationship with the public, with our clients, and our one-to-one connections. And from now until December 4th. So something is so clear to you. Oh, sorry. Not with the Aries, something becomes clear about relationships over the weekend, but maybe that's a psychic slip for some of you. Maybe that also applies. So take that too. Something comes clear on the 18th on August about a relationship, a primary relationship, or with your clients or with your even enemies and stuff. But your public, if you post, you could be declaring something, you could be publicizing and sharing something, or someone's sharing something with you. And it kicks off this new cycle, but it also completes the full moon because Mercury is getting a new orientation direction from the sun. So it's something about what the heart knows about relationships that is triggering like a completeness in us. And I'm kind of excited about it. Like I kind of am because they together T-square Uranus in our fourth house. Some aquas are moving. Some have family members moving out, roommates moving out. Some are relocating. But regardless, it's a change in the emotional life and the emotional seat of security. So to get the best out of this, you will have had to have been putting so much into your mental health and like being open-minded from April until August 18 and being very independent in your communication and being strong and brave and independent and doing your own thing and not being codependent on others. And if you've done all of that, you're going to be great. You're going to be happy as a clam. And this is going to be like a liberation. There's going to be an opportunity U-shaped, like a little fucking alien U-shaped that you're going to see it and you're going to fucking grab it. And you're going to recognize it. You're going to have clear eyes to recognize it for what it is. And you're going to run with it. And your relationship is going to be elevated to the next level where it's going to be more fun, more exciting. more independent, but more fun and exciting. Like, how cool. And, you know, it's going to be very like liberating emotionally. You're going to have more freedom in the home, have more freedom with where you live. Maybe even like working from home, you're having like, you know, there's something going on with that where you're having some kind of like partnership change up. It's affecting the home life. It's, you know, it's all kind of, you're one of the main signs that are having the biggest full moon because it is your full moon. So you get to decide what the fuck you want to do. And your partner is going to be a big part of that, or that other person, what they're telling you, or how you are saying, okay, this is how I'm changing the relationship, or, you know, how that goes. Venus is in your eighth house, opposing Saturn in your second house. These are financial houses for us. And together they are T squaring Jupiter and Mars and Gemini in our fifth house. Honestly, so this past week could have been blessed endings when it came to creative passion projects, or it is really raining. Sorry. Creative passion projects, or it's like rainy and hot. Creative blessed endings when it comes to romances. Maybe you have ended or putting to bed some crushes. You had crushes on people, or you know, but they're it's a value difference where maybe people are breaking up with you for money reasons or financial reasons, or you're ending a creative passion project that's not lucrative, or you're not going to make money from it anymore, or you're not dating this person anymore because vibes are off, or the attraction isn't there, or and I would don't expect to be coddled by people. Like, don't expect to be like, yeah, don't expect to be coddled. But you know, that's there could be some blessed endings there. But there's going to be, you have so many options, like Jupiter in your fifth house and like Mars is there. Like, there's going to be options. So don't worry about that. Um, for the aquas that have been taking it in and reprogramming their mind and doing the hard, like mental health heavy lifting since April and coping with all this stuff, you know, we're going to experience a breakthrough. Like I said, opportunities that may come through people we're dating, opportunities that are coming through our love lives, coming through our children, coming through our children of the mind, coming through creativity, any kind of expression, liberation coming for our inner selves, like our subliminal inner child healing, and having a positive effect on our finances. Saturn in the second house is trying to firm up the finances. And so this could be, you know, like a breakthrough for some aquas where if they were not able to monetize a creative passion, they may be able to now monetize it. The opportunity comes through from, you know, maybe through another person, through the work itself, but through the other person recognizing, like seeing you and you seeing them, and it being like the right vibe. So it's kind of a big deal. Like the other person, the other people are very, whether it's like your partner, your spouse, your like maybe you're dating someone and it kind of gets more serious and they may, you know, maybe something like that. But it can also be like a part, like a creative collaborator, a creative partner, but it's your full moon. So you do whatever the fuck you want, you know, just, I would say if you're manifesting this more subconsciously, then there's going to be relationship shakeups that you're going to not see coming, but the writing's been on the wall since April that you've been avoiding, that you have been like, oh, you know, not even paying attention to, but here we go. Okay. But that's not you. That's maybe someone cross watching for someone. That's not you though. You've been doing it all, and this is going to be like, honestly, it looks really fun. It just looks really fun with somebody else. Maybe moving people in, moving people out. It just frees you up, whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's moving them in or out. Whatever it is, it's like freeing you up. Damn, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Ooh, I'm getting scared. Okay, I love you guys. Thank us for taking up the aqua mantle of consciousness. I don't know if you can see this, Pisces. Look. It's raining and it's scaring me. So we're going to go really fast for you guys. I'm sorry, it's not the grand finale. It is a grand finale. Pisces, welcome, willkommen to your full moon in Aquarius in your 12th house of secret, sorrow, self-undoing. I'm so sorry if you can hear. I'm going to try to do this one like, okay. So Mercury Cazimi on Sunday, the 18th, something is coming to light and being revealed to you about staff, coworkers, the office, your daily life, your health, your mental health. This is a big mental health one for you. Okay. This is really about seeing a blind spot of yours and seeing something that was there all along, but now it's really being like shown right to you. This could be you telling a secret, you revealing something you've been working on, going into therapy, doing great work in therapy. Maybe someone else a secret about you. You may feel like, whoa, like, taken off guard, but it's been there the entire time. You're going to learn something, like I said, really big on Sunday about a coworker, staff, maybe coworkers, managers, immediate supervisors, anyone that works for you, your nail tech, or an insight into your health, an insight into your mental health, an insight into something that's just been off about your daily routines or how you approach your life moment to moment or how you conduct yourself moment to moment. That's what kicks off the full moon in your 12th house. And that's what you may be forced to reveal something, or you may be asked for your, I don't know, your perspective, or more. They may ask you for more information, or you may come up with something and reveal something. But it's ending a cycle that you had in February, in April, beginning of April until August 18th in your second house in Aries. So from the beginning of April, you were challenged with your values and financially to be more brave, more independent, be more free thinking, advocate for the right values, and feeling good about yourself for the right reasons. So not feeling good about yourself for money, but feeling good about yourself for integrity. And so this is going to, that cycle's put to bed. So there could be a really big lesson there. And it could connect to something happening in that daily life or in the office or something. It doesn't have to, but it might. But that's where the new cycle is starting. And that's where you're going to have to take all of this more seriously. Now, the opportunity comes with this T square to Uranus in Taurus in the third house. So this is really a mental health thing for Pisces too, like Pisces and Aries. So this is like just forcing you to think differently. There's a communication that comes in that rocks your socks. There's a message, an email, a phone call, a missive, something in the neighborhood, something with a sibling is happening. And it's like very shocking. And if you have not been working on the self-esteem to be more on integrity and less on like superficial things, this is going to be a curveball. You're not going to see this one coming. For those of you that have been working that out and working harder for your own money and not borrowing, not relying on other people or being codependent or putting everything on credit, and building up your self-esteem through integrity and being brave and being a good person, this could be an opportunity and an absolute breakthrough. An absolute breakthrough to change your life and how you're showing up to a day to day. You could get a different job, move into a different field. Something comes through a neighbor or a sibling, a job offer, maybe some kind of like vacation you're going on. It could just be really nice, just really nice. Venus is in your seventh house, opposing Saturn in your sign. Together, they T-square Mars and Jupiter in the fourth house. So don't expect coddling from your partners right now. You will also have to be holding yourself to a higher standard of not coddling other people too. So you may be the one to communicate to somebody else, this fuckery is not acceptable, The T square, with the Gemini stuff, Mars and Jupiter here has been really making you feel more than ever before. Like you've been feeling a lot of big feelings. And so over this past week, there could have been blessed endings with relationships, with family members, living situations, and even just working through family karma, working this out through other people, maybe even women in general, or women roommates and just like women that are like acting as like placeholders for you for like other subconscious stuff. So that could be something playing out too, more unconsciously. So I see this as a great opportunity for Pisces to firm up their mental health, take a break, get some R&R, some rest and relaxation, and kind of take things a little bit slower as you're like rethinking things. Most of this is like below your chart, with the exception of the full moons. This is really internal for you. You're really meant to kind of just like take things slower, rethink things, go back and sort through your own thoughts and feelings about things. So you're going to do best if you've been working on the money and the self-esteem. In that case, there are opportunities that you're going to have to go on vacation or to visit family or to change up the daily routine in a way that allows for you to take care of mental health. Maybe go to therapy during the day, or, once or twice a week, or, you know what I'm saying? Just like something kind of like that. So expect the shakeup, and it's going to be good for you to break out of some kind of like rut, that you've been kind of going through. Love you guys. Take very good care. And thank you for taking up the Pisces mental consciousness. Have a great full moon. Toodaloo.